Hello friends, my name is Brittany from Brittany Loves Reading, and this weekend is 72 hours in the Reading Nook. This is a readathon hosted by Cassidy from Covers with Cassidy, Mel from Melanor Reads, Lexi from Books with Lexi, and Monica from A Little Bit of Monica. I will link everybody down below. I'm very excited to be participating because this weekend is also my birthday weekend. So I am currently on sprints or 12 hours of birthday sprints. My birthday is in a couple of days. It's going to happen in the middle of 72 hours. It happens on the Saturday. I'm going to be having some birthday stuff happen in this vlog as well. So you're going to get a little mix of both. A little mix of the 72 hours in the Reading Nook and a little mix of birthday stuff. And we also have a watch along for Team Cheetah for Battle of the Girl Bands at some point during this weekend too. So there's a lot of stuff going on and I'm going to take you along and vlog it all. I am on sprints. I'm going to not start the actual readathon until tonight at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time when the readathon actually starts, but I have done my first spinner wheel. So they have a spinner wheel for this readathon and there's two. There's an inside your comfort zone and an outside of your comfort zone. I am doing the inside of my comfort zone for the whole weekend because it is my birthday weekend and I want to read books that I'm really excited about and really want to read. I have a stack of possibilities for this readathon that is outlandish. Like, I will not get to all of these books. My thoughts and prayers and my ambitions are much too high for 72 hours, but we have a lot of options and we'll see which ones we get through. So I have done my first spinner wheel. I have screen recorded it. I will put the screen recording somewhere here. And as you can see, I got least used format. For this, I went with ebook. Ebook is my least used format, and I'm going to be doing a NetGalley arc and a sequel to a book that I recently read and I'm very excited to pick up, and that is Wildfire by Hannah Grace. I read Icebreaker last month for a vlog. I will link that somewhere down below or up here somewhere, and I'm very excited to get to the sequel. This sequel follows Russ, who was one of our hockey players in the first book, and he goes to be a counselor at summer camp, hooks up with one of the other counselors, and that's the book. I know nothing more about it than that, but I fell in love with this hockey team and in love with all these hockey players, so I'm very excited to continue with another hockey player and their relationship. Russ was definitely not my favorite in the first book. I didn't dislike Russ, but Russ didn't get a lot of airtime. He was kind of the instigator for how Nathan and Anastasia got together in the first one because he's the reason the hockey rink got destroyed. But other than that, you don't really see Russ much in the first book, so I'm excited to see kind of where his story goes. So I'm going to take you along. I have no idea what this weekend holds. Birthday stuff, it's going to be a busy weekend, and we're just going to vlog it. I would love to get a book a day read during the 72 hours, so a minimum of 3 books. This may be advantageous, but it is less than the pile of possibilities. The pile of possibilities is like 7 books. I feel like 3 is at least a bit more manageable than the pile of possibilities. So it is the next day and I am 36% through Wildfire, but I wanted to update you because I don't think I'm gonna get another chance today because very shortly we're going out for me to have a birthday dinner and I don't know what else we're going to get up to, so I wanted to update you now. But I have reached the 30% point in Wildfire, so I know a bit more about what's going on. So I was correct, it does follow Russ. Russ is one of our hockey players that we do meet in the first book, and Russ does have anxiety, a lot of social anxiety, and at a party, he hooks up with Aurora. After they hook up, they have some fun times. They have a hookup. He goes into the bathroom to basically hype himself up to ask her out because he's so nervous and she's so confident and he really likes her. And because he's in the bathroom so long, she assumes that he is just waiting in the bathroom for her to leave. So she leaves. She does a lot of one-night stands. She's not really offended by this. So she leaves. She goes home. They both go. I guess this was a one-night stand for us. And that's it. The next day after the party, they both go off to summer camp to be camp counselors, and they are at the same summer camp. They do address this miscommunication. That is their meet cute, but there is a no fraternizing policy at the summer camp. They're not doing anything as of right now. There's a lot of flirting. There's a lot of banter. We both know that I love flirting and banter, so that's great. And we're watching them just kind of do the activities and kind of flirt around the activities at the summer camp. So that's where we are right now. There's nothing really else going on in the book. Other than that, we do see some of our main characters from the first book in the first couple of chapters before we get to summer camp. There's also a pretty good group of friends around them at summer camp. I will say that from reading these 2 books, that is Hannah Grace's kind of best thing about her books, and the best thing that she does in her books is writing these really great casts of characters, really great friend groups that are kind of around and in the periphery of our main couples, which was what I loved about Icebreaker so much. I fell in love with all the friends, all the hockey players. I wanted to know more about each one of them, and I'm excited to follow them into other books. I also really liked in Icebreaker the mental health rep in Icebreaker, and I'm going to see that again in this book. You can already tell. There's definitely laying of that foundation with Russ's social anxiety, but these two people definitely have some family issues that are going to play into this book. Russ's dad has a gambling addiction, and that creates big strain on Russ and his family. And Aurora's family has their own issues with her father kind of being distant and not really a part of her life actively. He has kind of moved on with his new family, and she's definitely feeling a bit like she doesn't have a place there. So I'm not sure exactly how we're going to cover those things, and if they're going to be covered necessarily well, or if they're going to be covered in more of a smutty daddy issue kind of way. I don't really know at this point. I kind of think it might be the latter, not the former. So this one might not have as good of mental health rep in it as the first book did, because in the first book, Anastasia goes to therapy. As of right now, I have not seen either of them say that they're going to therapy, and they might need to, some of them, or both of them. So not sure. I'm okay with them working out their daddy issues in other ways, but like the part that I loved about Icebreaker was the therapy rep, and I don't know if it's going to be in Wildfire. So we'll see how it goes. I will say I'm not loving this as much as I loved Icebreaker. Still really enjoying myself, but it doesn't have the same vibes for me that Icebreaker did to get it to be that like 5-star vibes moment, if that makes sense. But I mean, there's still 60%, 63% of this book left. So I reserve the right to change my mind. I reserve the right to come back to you tomorrow and tell you that I loved it, or that, I feel the same about it, or that I feel different about it. Like, I reserve the right to go through the reading experience as I do. Now, that being said, before we go out to dinner tonight to have my birthday dinner, which is so exciting, I'm very excited to go with my family, I have birthday packages. So I'm going to open these and see what's in these. I have no idea who sent them, and I don't know what's in them, but I want to know. So we're going to open these up, and I'm going to open them with you and see what's in here. I know they're books because I can kind of like tell that through the packaging that they're books, but like what books are they? I don't know. So let's find out. Okay, I found the gift note. It's from Kelsey. Thank you, Kelsey. Happy birthday. What is the book? Oh, Bonded by Thorns. Oh, I'm excited for this one. This is by Elizabeth Helen. This is the first book in the Beast of Briar series, and this is a Beauty and the Beast retelling. And we know that I love a fairy tale retelling, but we also know that Beauty and the Beast is my favorite fairy tale. So thank you so much, Kelsey. I'm very excited to read this. I'm very excited. I think let's do the box next. I've already cut it open a little bit just to like be able to open it, Okay, found the gift notes. Leandra, thank you, sweetie. Happy birthday. This book sounds so amazing and very you, so I hope you love it. Oh, I'm grateful for our friendship too, Leandra. Thank you so much. And I see what this book is, and I'm very excited about it because if anyone knows, Spells for Forgetting was a favorite of mine. And this is the next book by the author, and that is The Unmaking of June Farrow. I know nothing else about this book, but I do know it's by one of my favorite authors. So I'm very excited to dive into this and add it to my shelves. Thank you so much, Leandra. You are too sweet. I have some of the best friends here on BookTube. Like, my friends are just the best. Right before I open this last one, I do want to say, like, never feel the need to send us anything. And I thank everyone who sent me something for my birthday, but it's never expected. But thank you so much. And also, thank you so much for just hanging out with me on sprints for my birthday yesterday. That was so lovely. It was such a fun time. We had so many fun people in the comments, and it was such a lovely time. So I did want to preface that because it's never expected. It's much appreciated, but it's never expected. So let's open this last one. Find the gift note. Nope, that's just the receipt. Let's try again. There we go. Brianna. Thank you, Bree. Bree from 4 Paws in a Books. Happy birthday. So glad I can call you a friend. Thank you, Bri. What is this? Oh, Bri. Bri has sent me the Poppy War by R.F. Kuang. This is the only R.F. Kuang's to date that I have not tried. I jumped into R.F. Kuang with Babel because I love dark academia, and that brought me to the world of R.F. Kuang, and I will gladly live in the world of R.F. Kuang forever and always. But I need to go back and start at the beginning with the Poppy War. So now I have the first book, and I can dive into this. This is a fantasy, obviously around a war. I expect this to be somewhat political fantasy, which I also really enjoy. So I'm excited to dive into this very, very soon. And thank you again, Bri. That is it. That is the end of the packages. That is my Wildfire update. So I'm going to leave you now. I'm going to go to dinner and I'll bring you along. And also tonight we have the Cheetah Girls watch along and I'm going to bring you to that too. And I have no idea what else I'm going to get up to, but let's go. This weekend is such a hodgepodge of things going on with the Reading Nook and my birthday, but you know what? We're having a great time and we're just going to keep going with it. So it's Saturday night and I have finally finished Wildfire. I am definitely only going to get one more book into this 72 hours because this weekend has been so busy. And I'm pretty sure tomorrow I'm going book shopping because I did get an email from Indigo Books with a 20% off coupon for my birthday. And I got some gift cards for my birthday. So I feel like tomorrow we should go book shopping. So this weekend has just been way too busy to be completely 72 hours in the Reading Nook. There's been reading happening in the Reading Nook, but there's also been a lot of running around, but that's okay. Also, I have a lot of my friends' videos to watch because if you missed it, my friends did a thing. A bunch of my friends, my BookTube friends, got together. They decided to read one of my favorite books, If We Were Villains. And that spiraled into a collab video of Can We Trust Brittany? Which, might I add, the fear that was put into my person when I was added to this group text, it was a lot, y'all. It was a lot. I was like, why are we asking if you can trust me? It was very stressful for me. Anyway, the videos are out now. So I have been watching those as well, and that's going to run into tomorrow. I could not watch them all today because, again, we've had other things going on. But I am determined to watch all of them either today or tomorrow. So I'm going to link all of them down below and all my fabulous friends so that you can go check out those videos if you haven't already because they've all done fantastic jobs and I so appreciate them doing videos about me and my favorite books. So if you haven't seen those, you need to go down and check them out. I've already watched a couple and they are just fabulous and I'm getting to see them reading my favorite books. Even if we agree or don't agree, it's still a fun time and I just appreciate all of them for doing it. So that was lovely. But back to the actual Reading Nook part of this vlog and I have finally finished Wildfire. This was good. I enjoyed it. I gave it 4 stars, but it did not have the vibes I wanted it to have that Icebreaker had. Maybe I went into it with too high expectations. That's possible because I just enjoyed Icebreaker so much. This did not have the same things in it that were in Icebreaker that I love so much. And I feel like it tried to and then missed the mark a little bit on those things, which is unfortunate. The things I loved about this book, there's a lot of them because I did give this 4 stars. I still really liked it. Was Russ. Russ was a great main character. He is the son of a dad who has a gambling addiction. And as we dive into that more and more and more, we see what it's like to be a child of a parent who has an addiction. And I think that was done very well. However, I still believe that we covered recovery in this book. And I think that part was done well, but we did not cover that the whole family needs to have some sort of counseling, some sort of therapy. It's not just the addicted person that needs to heal some wounds. Everybody does. And I think that was a missed plot point. And I feel like since the first book had such a focus on therapy, you gave me two main characters with family dynamics that need counseling. Whether their dads are brought into that or not is irrelevant. Obviously, it would be great if they did. And in Russ's case, I think you could. In Aurora's case, hard to say. But both of our main characters could have benefited from therapy and counseling and things in their lives. And we kind of wrote it that the relationship fixed their problems. And since therapy was such a great part of the first book, I feel like that was a missed opportunity. In the first book, you know, I went on and on about this cast of characters, these hockey players, their friends, their friend group. It was a great friend group. And there was a friend group in this. You had all the other counselors at the camp, but they just didn't catch my attention or captivate my attention. And I didn't care about this friend group nearly as much as I cared about the friend group in Icebreaker. So again, I think we tried to do a lot of the same kind of layout as we did in Icebreaker, and I think we missed the mark just a little bit in Wildfire. However, I still really liked this relationship. I loved the animals in this. There are so many animals, there are so many cute puppies, and I loved it all. And I loved both Russ and Aurora's heart for animals throughout the book. That was really fun, but it just didn't quite hit the mark that Icebreaker did for me, unfortunately. But I still liked it. It wasn't a bad book, gave it 4 stars, and I'm still excited to continue. I've already pre-ordered the 3rd book because if you know, you know. Henry was my favorite character of the first book. Did not get as good of Henry vibes in the second, but he's barely in it, so that's probably why. So I'm still excited to see Henry's book in the 3rd. That being said, it's time to do another spin for 72 hours in the Reading Nook. I have exactly 24 hours left in the weekend, so I'm hoping to get in another book. We're going to do it. We're going to try. We're going to do our best. I've already done my spin, and as you can see, because I'll put it somewhere here, I got most used format, the complete opposite of what I got in the first one. That is by far audiobooks, and luckily I have a book that I still need to read for Timmy's TBR, so let's get that done. I knew I'd get it done, so I didn't roll it over. I knew it was either going to get done during 72 hours or next week, but we're going to get it done right now. And that is Mixed Signals by B.K. Borison. This is the 3rd book in the Love Light Farm series. It follows Layla and Caleb. Layla is the baker at the Christmas tree farm. Caleb is like the town's deputy. He has a crush on her. She's kind of over love. And we follow their romance. I've had this on Timmy's TBR because it's a baking romance. I'm excited and hesitant to pick this up. I loved the first book, gave Love Light Farms 5 stars. Did not love the second. Miscommunication was strong in the second book. It was a strong trope in the second book. So I'm hoping that in this one, the communication is significantly better. However, if I look back at Love Light Farms, would not say communication was great in that one either. It didn't bother me as much that it was bad. Obviously, I gave it 5 stars. But did I think they communicated well? No, I did not. So hopefully we have good communication in here, but I'm scared. So I am going to read this on audio, but I do have the physical book, so I may immersion read a little bit as well. But audio is definitely my most used format, so I'm going to go read this on audio and try and get it done in 24 hours. It's only a 10-hour audiobook, 2 times speed, 5 hours, should be doable. But like I said, we're going to go book shopping tomorrow, and I still have some Can I Trust Brittany videos to watch. So the next 24 hours are going to be a busy one, but I'm excited because it's a lot of book fun. Romance book, book videos, and book shopping. This weekend is so much fun. So it is the next day and I have just gotten out of the bookstore, but I figured this was a good time to also update you on where I am. I am currently 33% through Mixed Signals with about 6 hours left of the 72 hours in the Reading Nook. So I actually think I'm going to finish it. For a while there, I didn't think I was even going to get 2 books in and I was slightly ashamed of myself, but I think I've got it. I think I can do this. It is actually so lovely to be back in this small town of Love Light Farms. I love the small town. It was what I loved so much about the first book. And this really does have those small town vibes again. Caleb is no longer the constable or deputy or whatever he was. Sometime between the end of the second book and the start of the third, he has been fired from his job. because he was too lenient with the town people. He was too nice. He was too lenient. He's no longer the deputy. He is now a high school English teacher. And we see him kind of interacting with his students throughout the book as well. So at the start of this book, we see Layla on a blind date. This blind date is going horribly. She's been going on a ton of dates. They all suck. She's about to give up. Caleb is at the restaurant and he kind of rescues her, takes her home, and is like, you deserve more than this. And he convinces her to do like no strings attached dating to prove to her that she deserves better. And he also feels like he needs practice in dating. So that's kind of how he gets Layla to convince her to like join this no strings attached dating situation. I don't necessarily understand why that's the route they went with it, because now they're kind of in like this fake dating but yet real dating situation. And if you look too closely at it, it doesn't make that much sense. But you know what? I'm having a good time watching them go on all their dates through this town. They've gone to different various places. We see them interacting with the town folk. They really are very cute together. So it's not really bothering me that like if I look too closely at it, it doesn't make any sense. He's had a crush on her forever. Like, she knows this. She's all of a sudden sparking feelings. Like, just actually date. Like, you're basically just dating. Just date. That's my only small critique of this book. I love being back in the town. They are currently doing this weird, no strings attached, fake dating, real dating thing. And it's super funny. I'm laughing at all the different people they're coming in contact with. I'm laughing at how cute Caleb is. He is so adorable. He is so golden retriever. And all of a sudden, lately in romance, I have been gravitating toward the golden retriever guys. Don't know why all of a sudden that is, but it's true. Maybe they're writing them better. Maybe I'm picking up books where they're written really well. That might be the case, because I'm really enjoying Caleb in this book and just how sweet he is with Layla. And Layla is super sweet as well. And it's just like a really cute, really funny romance. And I'm really glad we're back with that with BK Porrison's books. So I'm going to finish this today, and I'm really enjoying this a lot more than I enjoyed the second book in the series. So I'm so happy about that, because that was a big disappointment for me. I really loved the first. The second was a disappointment, and now we're back with a winning, so far at 33%, third book. However, I did just go to the bookstore. So might I show you what I got? I got 2 books at the bookstore. One is a book that I have heard a lot about. It's been in my sprints quite a bit. And the title and everything I've been hearing about it made me need this book. And that is Raiders of the Lost Heart. This is a romance. I love the like nod to Indiana Jones. That's really all I know about it, but I've heard great things from people in my sprinting comments. The next book I actually just saw on the shelves, and the cover sparked my attention, read the synopsis, and realized I really wanted to read this book. And that is Where the Dark Stands Still. This cover is gorgeous. And it's also set in like a magical woods, which something I've noticed watching all the Can We Trust Brittany videos this weekend is there might be a theme. There is a couple of books that are set in magical woods and with the woodland atmosphere that are given to multiple people because they are my favorite books. So I kind of had the realization of, do I really like a magical woodland? I think that I might. I think I might really like a magical woodland setting. So this has that in it, and the cover got me. So we're going to give this a try at some point, and I hope I like it. But that's that. I'm going to head back home and finish up Mixed Signals, and then I will check in with you at the end of the 72 hours. So it is actually Monday. I did not close out the vlog last night because I was tired and I didn't want to. That's the reasoning. There's no other reasoning than that. But that actually worked out because I ended up getting another package in the mail, and this one was not in the original unboxing, but I'm pretty sure it's another birthday gift, and I'd rather have them all in the same video because that way no one is left out of me being able to say thank you in a video. So let's open this up and see what this is, and then I will let you know how Mixed Signals went. So this is from an anonymous channel member, and that is completely fine that you want to remain anonymous, but I'm just reading your note, and I'm so glad to have you on the channel, and thank you so much for sending me this gift. You did not have to do that for my birthday, but it is much appreciated, and I see what it is, and I'm very excited because this is At First Spite by Olivia Dade. This is very new. This just came out, and I put it on my wish list after watching Brit from 4 Paws in a Books read this book. Brit had a fabulous time, and I trust Brit's opinions, especially when it comes to romance. Brit and I line up a lot on romance. So I'm very excited to add this to the TBR. Plus, I believe this has plus size rep, which I am thrilled about. I love to see that in books, and we don't see it enough, and I'm very excited to have this. So thank you so much for sending this, whoever you are, and I so appreciate it very, very much. But I have finished Mixed Signals. I did not quite finish this in the 72 hours, but I did finish it, and I love this book. I gave Love Light 5 stars, and honestly, this is my favorite in the series, and that may be some personal preference thing, maybe just that I am loving the Golden Retriever romances at the moment, and I really related to Layla in a lot of ways, which maybe are very personal to me, so maybe that's why I love this book so much. But their communication was fantastic. Even in the end, they did have a third act breakup and they did separate for some time, but there was no mixed communication around it. When we got to 60 pages left in this book, I messaged Neva and I was like, if this author gives me a third act breakup that makes me hate this book, I will be so angry because I loved it so much. I was so invested in their romance that I was like, please don't mess this up. Please do not mess this up. And thankfully, the author did not mess it up. Now, I could see some people maybe not loving this third act breakup, but I understood it. I understood where Layla was coming from. And I did appreciate their communication in this book. I did appreciate Caleb so much. He's just so sweet and so kind and so sunshine and so golden. And I just loved him so much. And I just loved this book. So this is definitely redeeming since I did not love the second book in this series. And to be honest, I was unsure whether I was going to continue after this book after I read the second book. I already own this, so I was like, okay, I'll give book 3 a chance. But if I don't like book 3, I'm not going to pre-order book 4. I need to pre-order book 4. That needs to happen. I need to see Charlie's story and I need to read it. And it's such a nice story and it's such a beautiful love story and it's gonna just put a smile on your face. And the town made me laugh so many times. This small town and the antics of the small town, I was laughing so much. They are almost sunshine and sunshine, which I can understand may not be for everyone and you may need to be in a really specific place to want all that sunshine. But I really loved it so very much. But that is the end of this 72 hours. I didn't get as much reading done and I wasn't really in a reading nook as much as I normally would be. This is actually one of the few weekends where I was out and about a lot. Normally I do kind of spend my weekends in the house. So, you know, that was a change of pace for me on the one weekend where I was supposed to just sit and read all weekend. But here we are. Thank you so much for watching and thank you to everyone who hung out on my birthday sprints with me, sent me messages on social media. I just felt so much love from this community this weekend and I'm so thankful to all of you for being here. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.